Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just back from SFIBF, San Francisco Bachata Festival, well rested. Now I am looking forward to promoting Las Vegas, and I have guests today that are from Denver, Colorado, and they're a sensual couple. Excuse me. Now, one of the things I like about United States, it's just so big. We have the biggest community, dance community in the world, but we have our own style as well. But even if I were to ask this couple later on, I'm sure they know how to dance Dominican, they know how to dance modern, they know how to dance everything. It's just that they prefer to promote certain things, just like I prefer to promote traditional. Certain people and my friends in the community likes to promote modern and likes to promote sensual, which is it's really not new because it's been in Europe for a while.
Yeah.
The way it was created with modern is pretty much with Judith and Corke created that a long time ago. But ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome Pierre and Alejandra.
How's it going, guys?
Hi.
How's it going?
How's the weather in Denver? I'm afraid to ask.
It's beautiful. I wish I can actually show you. She's like, it's hot. It's not snowing, so I would take it. Like it's sunny outside.
Yeah.
I'm looking through like the window right now. We're looking at the mountain, the swimming pool. So beautiful view. But Alejandra,
What's the season there? Is it winter or summer?
it's summer,
Oh,
but we
okay.
just but
We're kind of like at the end of summer right now.
yes,
We're
I
getting
see.
into fall.
Oh,
yes,
so it's beginning to build up right there, huh?
Yep.
yeah.
Oh, it's the same
But I
thing
love
here.
it. It's a beautiful day.
Well, it's the same thing here in Nevada. August and then September, whenever there is the month that ends with brr, that means it's cold. It's gonna get colder. And then we got the last thing for Europe, but
Does it
hopefully,
really get cold in Vegas or no?
oh yeah,
It does?
it does get snow too, by the way.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, and you could go skiing there. Certain parts of not too
So you,
many people know this. They thought it's
yeah, I didn't
I
yeah,
know.
didn't
they
know.
thought it's just in the Sierra and Reno and Lake Tahoe. No, that's not true.
But even in Vegas.
Yeah.
Nice,
Okay,
Yeah.
nice,
that's pretty
nice.
cool.
So, because Lake Tahoe, there's a border there to California and Nevada. It's all snow. So
Yeah,
California can claim snow, Nevada can claim snow. It doesn't really matter. But
that's true, that's
but
true.
anyway, how long have you guys known each other?
So I don't know. I want to say maybe 4 years now.
Yeah, at
I
least four
think four
years.
years now.
And and
That's a
and
long
Pierre,
time.
what's your heritage?
So I was born in Togo, which is northwest of Africa, and yeah. So I was there until 13. Then I came to the U.S. and I
So
have
you
been.
still speak the language, yeah?
I speak Ave, which is one of the native language, and then
Yeah.
French as well, which is the national language.
Nice. Alejandra, what's your heritage?
So I'm from Colombia.
Oh, really?
I pretty
Colombian.
much,
Okay.
yeah, I learned how to dance there, like so many years ago, and I moved here to the US like 5 years ago.
Oh, 5 years ago.
Yeah, so
So
I'm not
you're,
just me.
but you're pretty well versed with English and the language of the United States, pretty much, right?
Thank you. I mean, that was the
Now,
reason.
now.
Now, that's true. When we started, oh my God, I couldn't talk. It was very
Were
hard,
you
but it helped me a lot.
were you dancing Cali, Colombia, or something, or in salsa, or?
No,
No.
so I'm from Medellin,
Oh,
but
Yeah. I
but
used
we
to
have
pronounce it Medellin, but it's Medellin, yeah.
Medellin.
Medellin.
Ah,
It
okay.
look like Medellin to me.
No,
Wow.
you have to do the accent.
Medellin.
Yeah, but we have a lot of dancing there too, like a
Well,
little bit
it's
of.
Colombia. I credit a lot to bachata because most of the songs, the vallenatos and everything, the
Yeah,
bachata, it's a remake. It's a remake from Colombian songs.
yes. Those are my favorite. Yeah, I love it. We have a couple videos with like some of those songs. Oh
Yeah,
my God, and it's so good because it reminds me to
Back
when I
home.
was there. And
yeah. One of the dance that I like in Colombia is cumbia
oh yeah,
because you guys dance it differently.
yeah. Oh
It's
my God, you're the first person who actually say that because
I
since
love it.
I've been here, I've
Yeah.
been trying to find someone to dance cumbia, but the way we do it.
No, most of the
Like a lot of
most of the
people,
things that you see are Mexican cumbia.
yeah, and
Absolutely.
it's very different. I mean,
Yeah,
like
very
we do
different.
it really good, but it's very different.
Yeah.
So I miss that a lot because
Oh yeah, it's
our
beautiful.
cumbia is like really good.
Yeah, I have a lot of experience with
I'm like, what is she gonna say? It's better, or what are you gonna
No,
say?
I'm
really
not
good.
gonna say it's better. It's like orange and apple. Come on.
Exactly. No, I'm not saying it's
No, no,
better.
no. That was
It's
a good
really
answer.
good.
It was, yeah, that was a good answer.
She, she's been here 5 years. She knows how to be political now. So, but anyways, what got you guys into sensual style of bachata?
So for me, I started with salsa to begin with. Then
Yeah.
shortly after, I discovered bachata, and I just fell in love. And then one of the first couple that I liked, not as much anymore. As people, yes, I do. Ataca and Alemana, like I like your style to begin with. Like I said, like your style does not speak to me anymore. And then one of the other couple that I used to like is Maxi and Nahir. So at the beginning, from Argentina. So at the beginning, I those are the people that I was kind of following, and then eventually, as I started learning more and more bachata, I just fell in love with the sensual style, and honestly, just kind of took me on that path. So it wasn't something that I was like, you know what, I'm gonna learn sensual. I mean, at the beginning, I didn't even know it was just bachata to me, and then but eventually, I naturally went into the fusion, the sensual,
Yeah, I can
the
understand that.
dark side took me.
The dark.
Not necessarily the dark side, because when I started bachata, I was dancing moderna, and uh, it was okay. I was dancing it until I got introduced to traditional, and for some reason, it's not that I wanted to learn it. Like you said,
Yeah,
just it. My body likes it. What are you
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
do?
exactly,
What are you gonna
exactly.
do?
Exactly. But
So,
of course, we need, like one of the things that I tell everybody, like, don't, like all of this style has a little to do with the style in general. So
mm,
obviously, like it started with Dominican traditional bachata,
yeah,
but then it got popularized so much with
yeah.
sensual fusion. So of course, all of us, no matter what style, we still dance bachata, and
Yeah, it
yeah,
doesn't matter what the order is, and most people they start with, especially in the United States and Europe, they start with modern, and then you go from there, whether you're gonna switch to sensual or whether you're gonna switch to traditional. It's what your body likes, especially when they play the music, and
yeah.
it makes sense in your movement. You feel it. What about you, Alejandra? How did you get involved in the sensual style?
So, okay, when I was back in Colombia, I started taking classes. I started with salsa too. I like to do a little bit of everything, like when I start dancing, I was doing at the same time salsa classes, bachata, I was doing tango, I was doing kizomba. So I
Mm,
was like, I want to just try all the styles.
yeah.
And yeah, when I was learning bachata, I started with modern style, but I always go a lot through like fusion style. For example, for me, I love footwork. That's like my thing, right? So every time I dance, either a sensual or a traditional, whatever, I'm just like crazy with my footwork. I like to
Yeah.
put it in somehow.
Yeah.
I always like all the styles, like then I came here and I start taking, like zoo classes and then ballroom and I like to do a little bit of everything. But like my favorite style is like more fusion style, when you mix the sensual and then you mix the footwork
Word.
and then
Yeah.
you mix all of that. So that for me, the combination is just amazing.
But that is central, though. As I observe you guys,
Yeah,
as I
yeah,
observe a lot of powers that be in the central movement. See, traditional, you have this compact
yeah,
structure, little steps, stay on put, so you could do a lot of footwork, and occasionally they travel in box steps.
right.
That's it, all right?
That,
Or forward, backward. That's it. It's not a lot of using the whole ballroom per se. Now, modern is the elongated version of traditional, because their side to side step is all the way over there.
oh yeah,
Forward, forward, it's all the way over there. But it's literally linear.
yes,
Okay, modern is literally linear. Traditional, it's either circular or square. But what I've observed in sensual is everything. You know, you can
You
use
can
the
go
whole
everywhere.
dance floor. You could do circular. You could do linear. I noticed that. And the misconception about this, correct me if I'm wrong, is that most people that are not from the sensual movement, they would say, "Oh, that's sensual. They all do body rolls a lot." But that's, in my opinion, that's not the key point. There are so many key points. For example, your spins, your turns. You would know for a fact if a person is not professional because their spins is not up to par, as you know.
Right.
I mean, what do you think?
Do you want to go or you want me to go?
You go.
So I mean, I do agree with what you're saying. Like for me, like my description of bachata sensual is very, or like the style is very similar to yours. I do think that like bachata sensual, we do use a combination of like modern style, open patterns, footwork, isolation, and of course, some people are a little bit more sensual
Yeah,
than other. Like some
yeah,
people do more. Like for example, I think I'm a sensual, I dance sensual bachata, but compared to, let's say, Luis and Andrea, for example, they do way so much sensual compared to how much we do. We do,
right, right.
or at least I do more, a little bit more open patterns.
Yeah,
So it's not, yeah. So I would agree that bachata sensual is like a little bit mixture of all of that. It really just depends how much of
You
sensual
use.
movement you do, right? And
yeah,
then going with what you say about the body roll, I think, yes, for sure, for Bachata Sensual, you need to know how to do body roll. We do a
true.
lot, but it's not it's something that we do, but it's not like you want to dance Bachata Sensual. You like the first day you have to learn, like, it's not all body roll. It's not. There's a lot more than just body roll,
I mean,
right? Yes,
can you imagine if they do body roll for 8 hours? I mean, you dance
like,
until 6 a.m.
like for example, like in we do have a syllabus in Bachata Essential. You know,
Good.
so we have, let's say for example, Madrid steps. We have infinity. We have different type of wave, not just like body rolls. You can do, yeah, up and going down and reverse. There's so many different isolations, right? So it's not. I wouldn't. Yeah, I agree with you. It's not just body roll
No,
nonstop.
it's not. I noticed that it's not one of the most, the video that I liked the most because there were so many misconceptions about Daniel and Desiree. Yeah. When I
Mhm.
saw them dancing to Romeo and Kiko Rodriguez song, they probably did that on purpose, where they included everything, including traditional and everything. And you got to realize the speed of that song is medium fast, and yet they
Yeah.
were able to do everything. I was so freaking impressed. Like, nah, that's what I'm talking about. And when I see you guys dance, and even Patrick and Johanna too, you guys are mixing everything.
Yeah.
Now, I know, I'm sure you got a lot of influences, and that's where the fusion is. That's where the fusion comes, because you can't help it. It's your background, right, Alejandro?
That's so
Yes.
true. That's
Yes.
true.
Yeah, like we watch videos of other people dancing and we're like, oh my God, that's so cool. Maybe we can try to do that, and we try to put on
Our own like
our
spin
own
to it.
Yeah,
style,
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
we kind of like fusion it, and we see something we like, and then he's like, what if we do it this way? And we like, like trying to mix it up, or
Yeah.
so yeah, like we like
A
that a lot.
little bit
Like
of
you
everything.
pick different things from different couples and then you fusion it together. So like that, like that's the fun part about it.
I do, it's not publicized, but when I social dance, I do a lot of forward body rolls. So at least I
Oh,
lead
You
it
see a lot of
nice.
slower
in
body
my
roll.
traditional style.
Okay, okay, there you go. Make it work. Make it work.
Yeah, you gotta make. That's just the way it is.
All right, we better see you at our class then when we're in.
Like
Boy,
a little
that would,
step.
and then you're gonna post a video. Then, oh shit, I'm gonna have a lot of haters.
I'm gonna stay off the radar for a little while.
But that's what I'm trying to do this in at my festival, is that I welcome everyone, because everyone take their coffee differently. I take my coffee differently. Some people like it black, no sugar, whatever. Some people like it lots of sugar or lots
Yeah.
of cream. You know, Either way, we are one community, and it's great that we could include everyone so that certain people there get inspired. It's like, well, I want to learn this style. Oh, wow, I want to learn this style. Now, if they really want to be a social, well, I want to learn everything. because I want to be a good social dancer where I can't say no to a person. If I'm traditional and a sensual person asks me to dance, I'm not gonna say I can't dance that style. That's
Right.
one of the lamest thing answer you could ever give. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
um, what if there is a key point for beginners? I mean, beginners. Okay, they haven't even started traditional, which is the basic of all, right? They haven't even started that. What's your advice for them in taking sensual classes?
I mean, my advice personally, it doesn't matter if it's sensual or moderns or traditional, is that it's going to be ugly for a while, and you cannot be discouraged. I remember when I was learning, like, I had a high self-esteem, but then I look back to my video years later, and I'm like, oh my god, I was so bad. But imagine if I got discouraged at the beginning, and I'm like, no, like we have students that we love them that take a class, but then they're great in the class, but they don't go social dancing, they don't try
Yeah,
what they have learned, and you can never get better. Like you can you need to take class, and then you also need to go social dancing to
yeah,
try what you have learned.
Yeah.
And you're gonna make mistake. It's okay. You're gonna be bad. It's okay. Like for the most part, most people that start like they start bad. Like I was bad. Most people were bad. So unless you're like an exception, like you're gonna be bad, and it's okay. But like enjoy the journey. Enjoy
yeah,
the journey, and also one thing that I would say is that no matter what level you're at least this is from my personal experience. There's times even now like I get discouraged, or I look at my video, and I'm like I'm not happy. Like, but of course, someone can look at it and they're like, oh my God, how can I be at this level? That's gonna happen. It's just a cycle. But just keep learning, keep training. You're gonna make your mistake. It's gonna be bad at the beginning, but just keep going. It will like that beginner phase, as far as like just learning the basic step. Of course, you can always make it better. Eventually, that beginner stage where you don't like you're learning the syllabus, right? You will eventually learn it, and then you can start cleaning up from there.
right, yeah,
And something that we do a lot, like in our classes here is like, for example, when we get a beginner, beginner people, like they never dance in their lives, right? So the first thing is like we're not gonna throw just sensual movement to them because I mean they're just starting, right? So we
right,
also start with the basics, like basic turns, like just basic traveling forward and back, like all of those things, so that way they can kind of like they start building that style that they're gonna go for, because you don't know, like they might like sensual, they
yeah,
might like more modern style or more traditional. So we always start with like, yeah, like just basic things, like on the syllabus, like we have a order there, and then after they know all of that, okay, now they can choose, okay, they kind of like more the sensual side or more this side, that way like they can own, yeah, they can all choose what they like
Yeah,
more.
and here in Denver, we have our own school and we have different instructors. So, whether they want to do modern, essential, or even like different dance styles, we do have that.
Yep.
But it's just baby step, and no one is perfect. Like even the people that I train from and the people they train from, like they always at times they're like, oh my God, I feel like I need to clean up this. I need to do
yeah,
this. It's
yeah.
never gonna stop. Just enjoy the journey.
Yeah, we never
Well,
stop.
learning never ends.
Right.
Exactly,
Right.
exactly.
Just when I thought I mastered all bachata, and then I could see a certain style there, it's like, what the fuck, or when I go to the Dominican Republic, it's like, how did he do that? And especially in Dominican Republic, they're so raw.
Yeah.
I was like, they've never taken a class in their entire life, and so that's coming naturally. That's where more I'm curious, like because they're so raw. I'd like to take that and like enhance it in my own style. But
Yeah.
Right.
now, how do you start a beginner with body roll? Do you make them hump the wall?
So
That's a good way to do it as well.
Uh-huh.
so I mean for the we have like for example we have beginner one, beginner two at our
Uh-huh.
school, and then depending like if you're there the first like few weeks, it's not really something that you're going to learn at the body roll. You're going to be learning how to do the basic, how to go forward and back, how to do left turn,
Turns.
Yeah.
like just basic things like that. And then beginner two, then they start learning at a time. So we do have all of our instructors have trained from us, and then we do have, like we were saying, we have a syllabus. They use this also, for sensual movement in New York. They also use this in Utah, and then we're trying to have more people use our syllabus. So this is something that works really well for us. But we have a way of like breaking things down, but it's all baby step, and repetition over and over again. And all of our students, they have access to our syllabus. So when they come to class and they're like, hey, can we learn this? Can we do this? We haven't done this. So like they're also engaged in the classes. But as far as the body rolls, like I said, we just break it down. We do have certain technique where you go to like a wall, like you were saying, and you want your chest to touch the wall first, your upper stomach, your lower stomach, and you can do a reverse. So we have those strategies.
But
I tell you because
start without the wall first.
Well, I teach a lot, and there are certain students, like 5 year, because certain students like, Rodney, I want to learn how to body roll. How do I do it? It's like, do you see with that wall right there?
Go there.
I know how to lead sensual, and because I've learned that from the European artists. I would like secret private with them. I was like, show me this. I was like, what do you want to learn? I want to learn the very basic, and from that basic, then I continue. But I was like, they thought I was kidding. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
It helps for sure.
It does.
I did that also when I was learning how to do body roll. Like I remember I went to YouTube and I watched a video. That was one of the things, like use a wall, and that it would help me quite a bit. It took me much longer than Alejandra, I think, to learn how to do. I mean, I didn't know her at the time, but after we met, we were talking in class and stuff like that. I realized that it took me much longer to be happy with my body roll or be comfortable with it compared to her.
But it's just because I'm a Latina.
But
he could claim the same thing. Here, he's from Africa. They know body movement like this. Come on.
Exactly.
You think it's only Latin?
Exactly.
No.
If it's that, I should have had it the first day. I should have had it when I was born. I came out and I'm like,
yeah, exactly. Exactly. But I love hearing this, guys, because in my 25 years of experience, 80% of teachers doesn't have syllabus.
No, that is actually very true.
It is true. I came from ballroom. We have fucking syllabus all over the place.
Oh yeah, I know.
And there is a reason why we do that, because it makes you learn faster. It makes you have a structure.
Exactly.
And the things that I've noticed in the community is that there are certain teachers there that does not have syllabus. There are certain teachers there that don't know what they're going to teach 5 minutes before they teach, and not that I am faulting that. And I think when it comes to that, it will be in the advanced level, maybe. I love teaching beginners. I love teaching intermediate, because that's where I could impart the structure and the root. Now it's up to them, because pretty much in the advanced level, it's called making up shit. But anyway, that's really the advanced level, I mean, you see all the sounds instructors, Franklin, you got Frankie Martinez and all of those like this. Like, okay, that's not.
I've never done that. That's a new move.
But I'm glad you guys are doing this syllabus, because not too many do it.
I agree.
What made you create that idea?
So at first we had when we first started our team, we had a friend that kind of like gave us the idea, kind of give us here and there.
Yeah.
And then our friends, Giovanni and Anastasia from Orlando, they also, like they have been training a lot from the same people we have been training from. And then they kind of highlight your own little like syllabus. So what we did is, we got this from this friend, from Giovanni and Anastasia, from what we have learned, everything that we have learned, we put it together, and then we broke it down. What is actually a fundamental? What is not? What is, what can we take away? What is absolutely necessary? And then after we finish, we compare our notes with Giovanni and Anastasia, and it matches, because we have the same type of training and stuff like that. And literally everything that I think we have learned since we started, like it, like you can go back to the syllabus and reference back to it Yeah, and it makes sense, and it works because you should know your craft.
Yeah,
Going back to what you're saying, like, yes, a lot of the instructors don't know what they're doing, until they're like teaching or whatever. And it's one thing when you're prepared. Like for us, for example, we have like we know our syllabus by heart. Like somebody can come to us like, what is this in Bachata Essential? What is that? And we will know right away. So
good.
in that case, when you do know the syllabus like the back of your hand, yes, you don't have to be always prepared and kind of tailor your class to class, to the students. But in most cases, most people don't have a syllabus, and
Yeah, yeah.
they don't. And you're
Well,
right.
in most cases, yeah, I'm a teacher myself, but when I have my own festival and I hire teachers, they don't know this, but I was secretly watch them when they teach, and sometimes I would see my instructors just doing a footwork. I was like, okay, go ahead, do it, do what I
Yeah.
did. You know, I'm from old school where we don't do that shit. I'm from old school. It's like, okay, what makes that work? Here, let's break it down, step
Right.
Yeah.
by step. Okay, what body mechanics that makes it work? The twist, how does it happen? Your roll, how does it happen? Does it come from your shoulder first? Those type of things. And I don't hear that from some of the teachers that have big names, you
Yeah.
know? And that's very disappointing to me.
Like break it, yeah, you have to break things down. And I feel like especially with Bachata Essential, a lot of time, we're leading, we're controlling the follows body movement, right? We're trying to
Absolutely, yeah.
we're trying to like lead something. And if you're not trained, if you don't understand all these things, this
The
is how people, the
technique.
technique behind it, this is how people get like, I mean, just recently, I know like there was like two amazing artists that I know that I danced with that I love. They were injured, like, like the neck and your back and stuff like that, because people are prepping, I mean, are leading moves without prepping or dipping without prepping. And like, so I think, of course, in all of this style, traditional, modern, whatever you want to call it, you need to know your craft, but I would say especially, especially in sensual bachata, because you are making the follow do all these crazy things. You
Yeah,
need to know, you need to train.
yeah,
And one thing that I also have seen is that, usually and this is now going toward the dancers themselves. The leads tend to, they lead the follow to do movements, and of course we want the follow body movement to be on point. But what I have seen is that the leads themselves don't have that good body movement. So
I see.
you have to train as a lead, you have to train
Yeah,
as a follow. You cannot just expect the follow to do it, and you need to know your craft especially as an instructor, as an
as a
organizer,
teacher, yeah.
as a teacher. You have to.
Now, Alejandra, when it comes to follow, now I know that partly the leads are partly responsible for injuries. Okay, we know this, but in my opinion, there's a little role from the follower, because what happens when the injury happens is there is a hesitancy with the follow whether she wants to follow the lead or not. And
Right.
if the leader is not being sensitive, there's that opposing force. Therefore, injuries happens. Is that correct?
Totally. So I always see it for me. I would say it's kind of like a 50-50, right? Maybe not like 100% that, but because, like there are a lot of follows that if they don't have the proper technique, or they don't train, or they don't
Yeah,
know, right? The guy is just gonna lead a deep, and she
yeah,
just
yeah,
throws
yeah, yeah, yeah.
herself. She puts her own weight, like the whole weight on him. Like you have to know those things. So like when we explain those things to our students, I always say the girl, like, I always have to support my own weight, right? Like for certain moves, right? So yeah, I mean, like I can get injured, like the lead can do something and it could be my fault because, right? Like I'm not doing
You're
it
not
right.
perfect.
I'm not there yet.
Now,
So for me, it's like, yeah, like a 50-50.
I've heard from Anna about you guys and certain artists. It's through from Anna, being a friend of her on Facebook, that I see all of the some of the USA artists that we have now for Central Movement. Um, Describe to me what the purpose of Central Movement in the USA, and what are you guys doing contributing to the growth of the Central community?
Got you. So I love sensual movement. I'm not just saying that just to say, because prior to sensual movement, they had like the same goal as I have. Personally, I really want. I feel like with sensual bachata, we're behind Europe.
Oh
We
yeah.
don't have as many like known, as many good artists as they do in Europe. I mean, of course, they had a head start and stuff like that, but still. So my goal overall, like, yes, it would be nice to do, like, for example, we're going to put the Kana coming up. It's nice to travel outside of the country, but my main focus is the US. The US is so vast, it's so huge, so much potential. So this is where our goal prior to joining Essential Movement was really to expand outside of Colorado, right? Because in Denver, we are the biggest bachata school here. And, we have our studio. Like I said, we have like we have a syllabus, we have a program and everything. And in Denver, we are like the biggest bachata school. But outside of Colorado, prior to Central Movement, we really did, we didn't really travel as much. So we worked with Central Movement for one of the events. This was, I think, 2 years ago. And the one in Orlando, the anniversary festival in February. So that was the first time we worked with Central Movement, with Anna, and we got introduced through our friend Giovanni Anastasia. That's actually how we met Anna. And the first time it was fun. I love the fact that it was like sensual. Like it was like essential. I know you're like more traditional, but I love the fact that it was very sensual. And then during that time also, it was like the beginning of like the pandemic, pretty much, right? So we were like the first one
Yeah.
to do the event. So like a lot of the European artists were not there, or yeah, were
They
not there.
couldn't
They
come.
couldn't come, unfortunately, but it was still such a fun festival for me. And then after that, we have done a couple events together, like Central Movement and us. We have done a couple events together, and eventually, after I don't know 6-7 months of working together, we decided to join Central Movement to represent us outside of Colorado. What
Right.
I what I was saying, what I really like of Essential Movement is that I don't have to like, for example, like I didn't know you personally, and then the reason why we're going to your events, in Vegas coming up, is because of Essential Movement. You knew Anna, and she's like, hey, you got booked for an event, and I'm like, I don't know who this guy is. I don't know who's organizing. I mean, that's amazing, to have someone to work on your behalf for something
Yeah.
that I want to accomplish anyways.
Oh yeah.
So I definitely do think, of course, I think I think you need to have the skills, because we have trained for so many years. So you need to be at a good place to have this opportunity come to you. But I think we have trained for such a long time, and so it's not like just because we know Central Movement, this is happening. Like obviously, the organizers themselves have to hire us.
Yeah.
Let's see if Central Movement want us there or not. So I
Yeah.
think really, yes, Central Movement amplify, and like it's along with the goals that we had to begin with.
Well, yeah. It's you know, Anna believes the same thing. She loves to promote the USA teachers, as you know.
Yes.
And I think she's into something, inviting people from Spain so that it gets the attention of Central Movement USA. And then eventually it's going to stand on its own. And I appreciate the fact that, when Anna was and I were talking, because she loves Las Vegas. She's like,
Wait,
I'm there,
who doesn't love Las Vegas? Oh my God.
A lot of people love Las Vegas, but yeah, like now I want to go, and then I'm gonna bring you artists that are quality. It's like, all right, give them to me, because my festivals are very welcoming, unless I title it traditional festival. I
You're like,
will
where's
never
all the
do.
special dancers? Where are they?
No, it's funny because there was a traditional festival, and I see a lot of sensual dancers there.
Yeah, that's
You're like,
That's
But no, I'm not gonna. Bachata is bachata, and if you guys want traditional room, I'll give you I give sensual. But then at the end of the day, like Monday or Sunday, we're gonna make it into one room. Why do I do that? Because I came from
bring it
ballroom.
together.
Now coming from ballroom, we dance like 5, 8 dances, and when we social, they even announce next is cha cha cha. They announce it, and we know how to dance it.
Yeah, yeah.
Because that's the only way we're gonna be good social dancers. I don't want the one-dimensional social dancer. I'm a social dancer. Oh, really? how come you can't dance salsa? You know, so that's what I'm trying to at least Ismael Otero and I are trying to do that because like let's go back to the one room thing. It you know when the music is balanced, is it true? Let me just ask you this: can you dance sensual in any type of bachata music?
I mean, no, for me, I don't know about you, Alejandra. I mean, I mean, if I'm dancing traditional, of course, like you will see my style. You will see like the more like waviness, the more,
Yeah,
I don't know, maybe I want to say playful, but you can be playful in traditional too.
right.
But there's certain things you should not do depending on what
There
kind
are
of.
certain music you really can't dance sensual.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
No, I
You
mean,
know,
like,
there's,
yeah,
yeah.
if you
There's a
can,
lot of it's like the music of Tudor Reyes. That shit is like 100 miles per hour. There's no way.
Doing body roll, just do the slow body roll.
yeah,
There's no way.
if
But
you
then,
can
but then you
fusion,
got Romeo Santos. Romeo Santos album Utopia. Romeo Santos album Utopia. He did that. He did that for a reason. The one of the reason he did it is so that everyone can dance to that music, regardless of what bachata style you have. You know,
yes,
and this is and I see a lot of people doing that now. Like Daniel and Desiree dancing to Kiko Rodriguez and Romeo Santos, and it was like yes, it's possible depending on the speed of the music, I suppose.
You know,
Uh,
how
for some,
traditional it is.
yeah, pretty much. Now, here's a good question here. Does the body roll and other wavy movement come from sensual style or zouk?
Alejandra?
well, so a lot of people say that it comes from Zouk, right? Because Zouk, of course, is like way older, right?
Wavy and all that, yeah.
It's way older than fusion, modern,
Sure, sure, sure.
bachata, right? So I will say it comes from there just because, like the years of experience that they have.
Yeah, the
And
neck roll and the wavy style like this, yeah.
yeah, totally. And of course, this style that we do is like newer, right? So like they pick it up from there and they kind of got things from there and
Yeah,
fish
yeah,
with bachata. So I would say it comes from there. I mean, I dance zouk too, and I love it. But it was funny for me because I learned bachata first, and then I did zouk, and everybody
yeah,
was, well, that bachata that you do is coming from the zouk that you now are
yeah,
learning.
yeah,
It's so interesting, just the fact that like I did it backwards, but it's amazing. So yeah, definitely
yeah.
comes.
I mean, there's, I think that the style of sensual uh, is a fusion of a lot of great dances. You could see
Yeah.
that when there are performance or when there are social dancing. And what impresses me the most about the sensual artists like you guys is that when you do social dancing, you guys do it like a piece of cake. It's like what you just do that. And I was like, So like you said earlier, Pierre, it comes to training. It's going to be ugly at first,
Yeah,
and then
Right.
later on, it's a sculpture you're trying to build, and it's going to be beautiful in that.
that is
And
true.
and I appreciate that. I like your style, the syllabus, the fusion way of doing it. Because I watch your social YouTube. I watch all of my artists. There is no way I could.
Well,
There's no way I could have you at my festival without looking at and studying it. There's
watch
no way.
our Instagram. Watch the Instagram or Facebook. We need to work better on our YouTube,
It's always gonna be Rochata. It's all over the place. Yeah. I haven't done TikTok yet because I don't know how to do silly things. So
You know,
I haven't.
I am on TikTok, but like I know it's very similar to like Instagram Reels, but I
But
also kind of
shorter.
I don't yeah exactly, but same here too. I feel like I'm a little older for it, but I'm slowly.
Alex and Desiree does that a lot. That's a lot of TikTok, and they
Oh, they do?
it's very fun when I see them. They got a lot of ideas. But okay, Instagram is Rajchata, Facebook is Rajchata. It's fucking Rajchata all over. You
Yeah.
Google that name, you'll probably find 100 gazillion pages about me,
Oh,
and
there you
some of
go.
them are true, some of them are not. I'm kidding.
You're like just pick and choose, pick and choose.
You
So
can pick and choose.
one thing that I was going to tell you earlier that I forgot to mention. One of the other things that I really like about like sensual movement in general is that there's so many of us like instructors in different states, you know, like, and all of us we're talented. Like I genuinely like all the instructor artists of
Like the
sensual movement.
diversity that
Like
we have.
let's say Jeff and Taylor, they have reggaeton and bachata and hip hop background,
Contemporary.
contemporary. You know, we have Joanna and Patrick and Joanna. I think Jojo did ballroom. I don't know.
No,
I don't
she's more
know
like a
ballet.
ballet.
Ballet. Sorry, ballet. You know, I love Patrick's style. Who else do we have? Giovanni Anastasia. Like I said, they have been one of our oldest friends, and they're very like European sensual.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Veronica in New York, one of my amazing favorite dancers. I mean, the list goes on and on. But I think all of us, no matter what state we're in, we have the same goal where we're trying to grow our own community and then elevate the community in the US in general. And I
Yeah.
think I really like that. We have also a lot of elite dancers, and they're pretty much people who are, you know, good enough. Some of them are instructors in their own, you know, states or city wherever they live. But you know, in sensual movement, they're just like really good dancers, or they're supposed to be really good dancer. And I love that we have singers, you know, singers. We have it all, you know, which I really like. And I think it's, you know, a lot of people have been reaching out to us trying to, you know, join sensual movement to grow. And I think that's going to really help the US in general because we're creating a community. And I love the fact that Anna is, you know, working with you and working with other, you know, organizers and instructors, try to like just grow and make it better.
Oh,
And
Anna is great in doing this because we actually have a promoters chat on WhatsApp.
I think I'm there. If
Yeah,
I'm
we
the
actually
US
have a promoters chat.
organizer,
Yeah,
and I never messaged that group chat, but I'm there.
I never message, but if there's something that I need to respond to, then I would. I think I think not too many people knew I was there, and then they were like talking and everything, and then all of a sudden I blurted out. I was like,
You're
everyone
like,
quiet.
what? I know I'm also like I never message, but I get the notification and I read it and I look at it.
Yeah, yeah. You know, there's so many questions certain about promotion and all that stuff. So that's a good thing. Um, Now your studio in Denver, where is that? What's the name of it?
Bachata Denver.
Bachata Denver. That's it.
But that's
Easy, easy
easy,
peasy.
easy.
You know, when people go to Google and they
Like
wanna do
literally.
Yeah,
bachata in Denver, we're the first thing
but
to send.
that's the name of the studio. Yeah,
That's the name of the studio, the company, the website, everything.
that's so good. Wow, that's and
Easy.
do you
That
guys
way, you
do?
know, everybody find us.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
yeah. Do you guys
so.
do classes every day or what?
So we have
Pretty
class
much.
from Monday to Thursday. And then on, you know, like every once in a while we have been doing a lot of weekenders. For example, August 19th to the 21st, we're bringing Maxi from Argentina, Donatas and Laura
From
from Europe.
Lithuania,
Yeah. Taylor from New
New York.
York. There's more people also coming to that. So we have been doing a lot of weekenders, but we're gonna go back to like our regular socials, once a month socials, and then we travel quite a bit as well. So Monday to Thursday we teach. I only teach one day. I teach 2 class one day. I don't know, you're there 2 days now.
Yeah, I teach a little more
Because we have
classes.
other instructors, we have other instructors, and then on the weekends we focus on traveling more.
That's good. Most likely you guys are going to be traveling more. And have you guys thought of creating a dance team, or you guys are fine by yourself?
So yes, we had dancing for a while, but dancing comes with its pros and cons, right? Like the last thing that we had, what people were not as committed as we would like for them to, because the season was for like six months, and then people were dropping off here and there, and eventually we cut it a little shorter. So right now we're just taking a break from doing a team here. We are going to, but what we're working on right now is a pro show for Alejandra and I, because everybody has been asking for it. Literally every single festival we go to, people are like, where is your show? Where is your performance? So
And we
we're
just
finally
haven't, yeah,
working on that.
we you just haven't had time, like to put it together, because how many seasons have we had with the team? Like three.
We had 3.
So we already have like three
We had
seasons,
3
like
seasons.
3 teams, performance teams,
Yeah.
that like we did a choreo and everything. So right now that we don't have that team, so we can work on our routine and like
Ah,
get it.
that's a great idea. It's always good to have a performance representation of the style, and it does make people get inspired. It's that's some people get inspired with that, with the performance. Some people get inspired the way you social dance,
Yeah.
and they just watch you.
You
Uh,
know, as personally, we don't enjoy performance as much. We enjoy social dancing and
mhm.
like teaching
Yeah.
workshop. That's
No,
what
it's
we really
good.
love. But again, because we're artists and because our peers has been telling us, yo, where is your routine?
Yeah,
Even though it's not like our biggest priority,
yeah.
we're making it our priority now because we understand
People want to,
people want
yeah.
to see it. We understand we're artists and they want to see what we got. So we got
I
this.
had I had to do it
Yeah,
myself when I
for us,
used
it's
to.
always been like social dancing, the
Yeah,
biggest.
when me and my partner used to travel Europe for 3 years, teaching all over the place. I am into social dancing. I hate performances. I do. Uh, but I had no choice. I
Yeah,
had to make
Right.
yeah,
them because students were requesting it. You,
yeah.
Yes.
you can't just put it and have a demo. But I'll tell you a secret though. I never had any choreography. All the performances of me and my partner in YouTube that you see,
Yeah.
she was just following. It looks like
Nice.
choreography, which makes her a really great dancer, because
Right.
she was just following. And, of course, when I used to have a dance team, that's choreography. But other than that, I hate performances. No, I shouldn't say I
I,
hate performances. I hate
well, I don't
choreography.
like.
I hate creating a
She's
choreography.
like, wait, is it just me? Is it just me?
Well,
How she gonna just
more.
blame me for?
I am more
I mean,
used to it. When I was
I
dancing,
You
yeah.
know, what I love? Like when I go to festivals, I love networking. Like this is what I love. I love again
Absolutely.
social dancing, and a lot of time you just see me talking to people
Yeah.
from. Well, that's really what I'm great at, and that's what I enjoy. Right?
Yeah, yeah,
I want to get paid to network. That's what I want.
yeah.
But I will do the show so people can see us,
Be
and
happy.
then hopefully I'll do more networking after.
No, networking is great. When I taught at the very first Bachata festival in the world, that was in Sydney, 2008. That's all I did after I taught. I just network. The minute I got invited that next Saturday to Sweden, the very first Swedish Bachata festival. So when you network like that, because festival, that's where promoters are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where teachers are, where they have their own studio. Networking is a must. It's a requirement for you as a teacher or as a performer or whatnot. If you want to go all over the world, you got to network. If you don't,
That's true. That's true.
nothing is going to happen. They're going to think you're a snob.
Yeah, that is very true. Like I mean, in our industry, we need a couple of different things, right? Yes, you need to be a good dancer, you need to be a good performer, or actually, you need to be a really good dancer, a really good performer.
Yep, yep,
You
yep.
need to be very personable, but you need to also like network yourself. You need to advertise yourself. Like because talent is not good enough. You got to sell yourself as well, and people need to like see you. So we try.
And when you love that, it's a plus.
It's a
When you
plus.
love doing
What?
it.
Especially now, you guys are lucky though, because this technology has advanced so much. Back then, when I was doing this, social media was no, MySpace.
MySpace,
What
yeah.
what is that?
You never had
No. I
MySpace?
have
Okay,
MySpace, but
okay.
MySpace has
It
been dead
was it
for a
was
while.
MySpace or either website forum. That was it.
Yeah.
What
And
was the website form?
yeah, website forum. That was like the Facebook of the day.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
didn't know
That
that.
was
Okay.
before our time.
That was before. That was before your time. You guys are born in. You guys are born in 2000. I'm born in like.
Yeah,
2000.
2000.
Oh, thank you. I
Like
love it.
no. It's almost there. Maybe 9 years. I'll be in 2000.
You got to realize, like I said, the very first Bachata festival, I taught there. That's how old I am.
Oh my God.
Not to mention the very first Salsa Congress, which was in Puerto Rico.
Ooh.
I was way, like 25 years, I think 30 years total, but I've been teaching for 25 years. Teaching is something that is valuable to all of us dancers because it doesn't matter how old we are. Uh, if you're a good teacher, the student's gonna keep coming to you. Doesn't matter how good looking and how wrinkled you are and everything. As long as, as long as they're getting
I'm
something
very
from
good.
it. That's another thing about teaching, you guys. It's not just the way you teach, it's the result, it's the students. that you produced.
The progress that you
Because
see.
when they see a good dancer, they're like, damn, that guy is a good dancer. Who is that dancer? Oh, that's a peer student.
Like, yeah,
There you go. That's
yeah,
marketing right there. It's a walking advertisement. You know,
it's
uh,
true.
and that's what happened in the old days where there was no social media. We can't post our videos, blah blah blah. But now you guys are so lucky with that, and
I agree. I definitely agree. Like I think right now Instagram is our biggest platform, and then
yeah.
like I said, Facebook was as well, but like TikTok. I think TikTok might be for like the future, and we need to get on there now. But like honestly, like you're right. Like YouTube, Instagram has really like help us. We get people that message us like, hey, like I would love to have you guys there. I love your style. Like and then they wouldn't have known who we are if it wasn't because of
Well,
social media.
I mean, like you're. I think I follow you guys on Instagram, particularly you, Pierre. And every time I see you on Instagram, you're social dancing with someone else. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm like,
We
look
do
out,
we do
Pierre
that a
again.
lot.
you
So
know,
we do that a lot.
we get this question so much. Like, I remember the last festival we were just at was like 2 weeks ago. People were like, hey, are you? Because we didn't teach at all. I was
Yeah.
teaching with like few people. She was teaching with
Well,
Maxi.
we taught one class.
Oh, yeah, okay. We taught
Of
one class.
course.
She taught with Maxi like two classes. I taught with
Yeah,
Veronica,
yeah.
and then Judith from like
Utah.
but yeah, like people are like, are you guys not? I got that question. People ask me so many times. They're like, are you guys not dancing together anymore? We're like, yeah, we are, but it's okay, like it's dance. Like we can dance with whoever we want together.
Yeah, yeah.
You're like, there's nothing wrong with that. But I think people get because I feel like a lot of dance couples are like couples and they don't dance with anybody else. So people kind of like it shouldn't be that way. Like if you ain't like we're dancers, we're allowed to
We
dance.
really enjoy doing that so
We
much,
do.
like dancing with different people, not just for social dancing, like for teaching or demos or or
Yeah.
collab videos that we do
Yeah.
outside of the dance floor. Like that is just like when you see the Bachata Denver Instagram, you see videos of all our students, of us dancing with different people,
Yeah.
or like just like so different styles, different things. So that's what we
But
like.
that's the key right there because, yeah, you're right. There are some couples out there who dance exclusively with just themselves, and
Some of our
whenever you
friends.
see them, but whenever you see them on Instagram, that's all it is because they're trying to promote themselves.
Yeah.
But little did do these people know, yeah, from time to time, it's good to do that
Yeah.
because you're marketing as a couple, that's your brand. But most of the time, the attendees, okay, uh, are looking for a teacher that likes to social dance. Why? Because when they go buy a pass, they're thinking of taking that somebody's workshop, and then they're thinking of social dancing with that person.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
they know they can't social dance with that person, they're not going to take their workshop. You
That's
know,
true.
that's just the way it is. I know sometimes we can't help it when we have a lot of people when we're teaching workshops and there's like gazillion of people right there. Uh, by principle, I don't like that because no one's going to learn anything. Okay.
Yeah.
There was at one time I was teaching in Sweden and there was like 500 people. I was like, how the fuck am I going to break technique? How are they going to see me? I'm
Yeah,
on
yeah.
stage, but when I'm on stage and they're there, I feel a disconnection. I need to be in the middle of that dance floor teaching them. So
Yeah.
there's a pros and cons there that when it comes to teaching technique and teaching ways of big crowd and small crowds and what have you. But again, the bottom line is, hey, I like that teacher because they're there until the ballroom closes. You know,
Yeah.
uh, Danielle and Desiree, Alex and Desiree, salsa like Ismael Otero. They're popular for that because they close the ballroom.
Yeah.
You would see them wearing red shirt, and then in the middle you would see them wearing white shirts. Like, okay,
You're like, yeah.
change shirt,
You have to. You
because they're
have
like
to.
sweating.
Yes,
But
You have to.
have you guys been to Las Vegas? Yes.
I've been once
I have been
for my
once.
21st birthday, so it has
Ah,
Wow.
been a while.
so
It
you
has been
got
9
baptized
years.
there?
In alcohol?
In alcohol.
I actually was there like I will say year and a half ago because I was in a ballroom competition.
Oh, so at that time it was during the pandemic. Not, not
Oh
much. Yeah,
yeah, oh
yeah,
yeah.
I used
yeah.
to compete in ballroom before, so my first time in Las Vegas was for that like a ballroom competition. So I loved it. I mean, Las Vegas is amazing. I can't.
I'm excited for seeing you guys next month at the Mirage. It's a good hotel. This is the last time you're gonna see that hotel.
Oh,
Um,
the demolition or what?
Now they're only gonna demolish the front part where the volcano, the lava thing, which is,
Yeah.
I don't
Oh,
know. That's very iconic. I don't know why they're getting rid of that,
Uh,
but because it's an MGM hotel right now, that's owned by MGM. Now it's been bought by Red Hard Rock. It's been bought by Hard Rock, and they're gonna replace that volcano thing with a gigantic guitar, which is a
oh,
which is
okay.
branding,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
they're
yeah.
gonna change the name of the hotel and they're gonna renovate. So that will be the last thing that you're gonna see, the Mirage, which is an iconic type of hotel. It's really a good hotel, by the way, and hopefully when Hard Rock Cafe goes there, I don't know if I'm gonna do it there again in that hotel. I'll probably do it in a different hotel, but the main thing is you're right on the strip right there.
yeah,
I mean,
I
you're
love
right
it.
on the
I'm,
strip.
That's what I
I'm
was gonna ask you. Like, I want to do the zip line again. That was so fun when I was there. I want to do that
Oh, it's
again.
there.
Zip line and bachata. No, that's not gonna work well.
It's there, and
Move.
in the same hotel, we have Circus du Soleil there. Same
Oh,
hotel. I don't know
nice.
which version. We got Cirque du Soleil. We got Beatles there, although. Uh, there's so many things there in that hotel alone. There's many shows, and you can always count in Vegas just walking in, and you could see a lot of things there. That
Okay.
yeah.
I do like the fact that everything is like pretty much walking distance. There's so
pretty
many.
much,
I do like that
pretty
because like
much, yeah.
especially when you're traveling to a different like city or state and you don't have your car and having to like worry about Uber and stuff like that. Like it's not really that convenient. So I do like how accessible
That's why I
everything
like
is.
about the festival I organized this year, because I made sure whether it was San Francisco last week, it was right on downtown. Whether it was Hawaii last April, it was right there in Waikiki Beach area. I mean, walking freaking distance. Las Vegas was on the strip. I don't know about next year. San Francisco, for sure, I'm not going to do it in downtown again. I'll probably do it somewhere close to the airport, uh,
Okay.
because shuttle is very hard to come by, and getting a hold of.
Parking for like local people.
We just
Yeah, but
had
that's the thing. My
Sometimes,
RAV.
festival, my festival is like 50% local, 50% international. That's the thing,
yeah.
Right.
So
Yeah, yeah. We just had a
Our festival
festival. It
here.
was amazing. It was the location was the hotel. The location was so much better than last year for sure, hands down. But then as a local, like I had to worry about like parking, and then I had to move my car every once in a
I
while,
know,
and
me
then
too. It was
um,
like in the middle of downtown,
downtown.
downtown. It
the
was like,
downtown San Francisco parking was $60 a day.
Oh my, yeah,
I
yeah.
actually pay around like
How much?
40 per day too.
That's
Well,
still
like
expensive.
for me, I was doing like the meter, but then I had to every 2 hours. I had to go
Oh no,
back.
I wasn't
So it
gonna
You're
was
do
one
such
of
a
the lucky ones. You didn't get a ticket.
no. Oh my God,
Juan got
Juan
a
got a
ticket.
ticket the first day. The organizer was
Organizer,
like,
he got a ticket for like
yeah, but no, I had my
$50.
alarm. I was like, but then it was annoying because I'm like in the middle of a conversation. Like, I'm sorry, I have
I
to go
had to
check.
go
That's a
back.
lot of work, man.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of. I mean, luckily, I only had to do it on Friday and Saturday because Sunday was free. And
Yeah, yeah,
but
yeah.
yeah, but it makes sense. Like to have it downtown, it comes with it's great, but pros and cons, I guess.
It's pros and cons, and I know that Hawaii is still going to be on the strip, still going to be in Waikiki Street strip. Las Vegas is always going to be on the strip. You
Yeah.
cannot do Las Vegas and do it close to the airport. It doesn't make sense.
No,
San
no, no.
Francisco
We
is a
want to go to
different
Vegas.
ballgame, because San Francisco, everything is spread out. Whether you want to go to Golden Gate, it's far away from everywhere. You have to either rent a car or just do some public transportation and whatnot. So definitely it's going to be most likely in going to be around the airport area for sure.
For
25% is the
for San
tax. They
Francisco.
were charging me 25% in downtown. Now, if you go near the airport, like 16%. See the big gap there?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, that's so true. That's
that's
so true.
Big
wow.
gap. So, but
So
other than that, I'm truly excited. What are you guys? How many workshops you're teaching? Two, three, or what?
I mean, it depends on you. How many are we teaching?
I
Yeah.
don't know. Well,
Is it
let
three or
me.
four?
I'm gonna. I'm gonna.
Like, you know,
I'm gonna
more.
work on the schedule pretty much, because Yeah, that's one thing about my crowd. They love to learn. So, whether I'm sure you guys are going to be teaching private lessons, and they'll right after they take your workshop, hey, do you have time for this and that? You know,
Yeah.
so that's a good thing.
Also, one thing that I have been loving, like to do recently, is Jack and Jill competitions.
It's
Oh,
really
So
we
nice.
have Jack and Jill in
no, if you
Las
don't have a
Vegas.
host, if you don't have a host, let me know. I have done it what 3, 4 times now, and I'm also gonna do it in Punta Cana in November.
Yeah,
But it's one of my favorite things to do because you actually it's
it's
easy, it's
fun.
fun.
It's
People
fun.
always want to do it, so
Yeah.
let me know. Send me a message.
I'll send you a message and why not? But we do Jack and Jill all kinds. We at this Las Vegas thing, I think we're doing beginners, advanced, and then we're doing masters. So
Okay,
that's the
nice,
pros right there.
nice,
That's the
nice,
pros.
nice,
Yeah, that's a,
nice.
we get this idea pretty much from West Coast Swing. You know,
Yeah,
where
seen it.
I always look forward for the Sunday on West Coast Swing whenever I attend their event because the masters they're just doing Jack and Jill randomly. They know who their partner is gonna be, but it's beautiful to watch. It's like poetry in motion because they're masters for crying out
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
exactly,
loud.
exactly.
It's so great. I was like, oh, first place. What does he get? A clap.
That's right. He already got the skill.
That's
What
pretty
else
much
does he
it.
need? What else does he need? That's nothing.
That's pretty much. But anyway, you guys, it's been great talking to you. I know it's been an hour already. See, sometimes I could go for 2 hours, depending depending on the subject. But I wanted to get to know you a little bit, and my crowd gets to know you a little bit. I have a video to post of you guys social dancing. You don't know what it is, but I found it. And then I'll post this interview.
I'm like, which video?
Yeah.
So by the way, we do have, I don't know if you have access to it, but we do have a Google Drive with
Yeah,
our picture.
we
I
send
think
the
we did,
link.
right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you send it to me. I know you send me Google Drive where I found the pictures. Yeah. Did
Pictures
you
and
include the videos as well?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'll tell
So
them.
I'll resend it to you. We have a
It is
like
on the group chat that we are.
high quality videos
Okay.
and stuff like that.
In
So
case you need
in
that.
case you need it, but I'll resend it just in case.
Cool. 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 Yeah. Pretty much. Okay.
Well,
Well,
he's
do it
gonna
that way.
he's gonna pick a video from us when we first started.
No. No. No.
I'm
No.
like, which video?
From like
I'm like, which
4 years
video?
ago.
Before and after. No, I'm kidding.
Before and after.
Before and oh my god.
Before and
This
after.
was Pierre when he was dancing traditional.
I don't, I don't,
This
I
was
don't think he was,
Alejandra when she was dancing cumbia. No, I'm kidding.
what were they doing?
What were they
know.
thinking?
No, but
And then yeah, so like anyone watching this, guys, when we are at the festival in Vegas coming up, please save us a dance. We're friendly. Come talk to us. So yeah, and if you have any question for us, please, we'll be available. We like I was saying earlier, like I love networking personally, just walking around, talking to the artists, the attendees, and the organizers. So anyone watching this, if you see us, we promise we don't bite. Come talk to us.
now, last questions here. What do you think of the skill level of the United States artists when it comes to sensual versus the European? And follow-up questions with that is, if there's a gap, where do you see us 5 years from now?
Alejandra's like, you go. So that's
No, Alejandra, you go. So,
Alejandra's like kicking my leg. She's kicking my leg. She's like, here, your turn. Go. So this question, Donatas and Laura, like again from Europe. We were was it Orlando? I don't know. We were somewhere.
No, we were in LA.
LA. We're in LA for for a festival there, and we were talking about this because I thought that there was a big gap and we were behind the artists in Europe. And then when I spoke to them, they're like, no, like like it's similar. And I'm like, really? So maybe different perspective, but I think there's amazing like artists like the one that I named from Sensual Movement, but there's tons of artists that are not from Sensual Movement that are also amazing, right? I really think what we need to do is more promote the artist, the organizer, the instructor from the US. Let's promote within the country instead of always bringing
Right.
people from Europe. That's the only way we're gonna grow because we always, like us included, when we want to do a weekender, we think about the European artists, but we also, of course, bring, people from the US. So I think overall, maybe the reason why I thought there was a gap to begin with until I talked to Donatas and Laura was maybe because they're just more, there's more like lights on them, like more highlights on them. There's more people hiring them or more people like showcasing their videos and stuff like that compared to the US artists. Maybe that's why I was thinking that. But I would just say
And also because they have been doing this
more,
a
longer than
little
us,
longer
longer
than
than
us. Yeah.
longer
So
than
of
us.
course, all of the time, it's like kind of taking advantage of us, right? Like we're trying to get there as quickly as we can, but they have been doing it longer, right?
Yeah.
So I heard a lot of people that, American people, that they go to Europe and they say they went to a social, and the beginners from there are like pretty much advanced dancers for us here, right? So I mean, there is definitely a little bit of gap there because of the, like the difference of, I guess, I don't know how long they
But
start, right?
you were talking about more about the instructors, right? But you think the instructors
Yeah, because they've been doing it longer, right? And
longer?
they've been, like they have so much options there for, for a long time, and like they start learning from really good instructors like way before us.
But you know what? One thing that I have, one thing that I have noticed is that with our, like when we go, like our students, or when we go social dancing somewhere locally, like people don't really know who a lot of, like the newer people, they don't know who a lot of like these artists, the top artists in Europe are. I think we do, obviously, because we have been doing this, we have been training, we admire some of them, but like let's say the newer people, maybe after pandemic or during the pandemic and after, they don't know who a lot of these European artists are. And then what I would say to all the organizer, instructors, whoever is, like, if you're holding events, like, let's try to promote within. In the US, the US is vast. Like there has to be someone, 10% of the instructor that you must like. Let's help promote ourselves in the US compared to the European artists. That's the only way we're like, we are in this country, like help promote this country instead of like always, yes, of course, bring those European artists. You cannot, there's no one else that, there's not a replica for Danny and Desiree, right? There's not a replica for Mark Concert. It's just them. So of course you cannot, bring them, but we need to grow the artists here in the US, because that's the only way, like, because I do hear people complain a lot, the dancing is not as good, this and that, but like, what are you doing to help change that, right?
Yeah, it's like how you're doing for your festival. Like you're bringing
Yep.
some people from Europe, but you are really supporting a lot of couples from here too. So it's a combination of both, and
Well,
that's
eventually I'm going to stop bringing
like
people from Europe. Eventually I'm going to bring sensual artists from the United States. That's my goal.
There you
Uh,
go.
uh, but Alejandra is right. It's the years of promoting the dance, promoting the art. For example, the Europeans are definitely first in doing sensual, in promoting sensual. Not just that, the way they promote themselves.
right.
Uh, they have, you would have swear they're like fucking Beyonce or Madonna, or you name artists like there, where the camera follows them, or they hire somebody that shoots them every time whether they social dance or whether they're teaching or whether they're performing. There's a camera that they're being paid to shoot them so they could promote it. You notice the way they shoot their video. It's not just from afar. There's a personally camera very close there, because there's a big difference when you market yourself. You can market yourself from afar and there's a video there, but there's no emotion. The
Yeah.
moment I focus on your face, where I see your expressions and everything, people get inspired with that. No matter whether you're just doing basic move or doing advanced move, it doesn't matter, because it's right here. It's the emotion, especially in bachata. It's all about emotional thing, because
I
it's
call
not
it
just
drama.
European. Let's take, for example, traditional. Okay.
Drama.
I call it drama. I say to my students, guys,
Yeah, you have to. You have
speak
to.
your
Yeah,
dance.
yeah.
So that's how I
So
call it.
let's take traditional, for example. Okay, there are a lot of Dominicans and there are a lot of Dominican artists in Spain. Okay, doing traditional, or in Europe doing traditional, but they're not as popular as USA
I'm like,
or
who?
Jet.
I know when you said, I'm like, who's the traditional? So I guess you're right. They're not as
Yeah,
popular, right?
we got Georgette, we got Alex and Desiree.
Oh,
You got me, but not too many people because you guys are born in 2000. So you,
2020
you don't know.
in the
Ready.
2000.
You probably recognize me when I had hair, but I don't have hair anymore. But there's so many traditional artists or even modern act. Okay, let's take it for modern. Modern came from Italy. Okay, that's been invented by salseros that went to the Dominican Republic and was like, oh, we could do this. Just elongate the thing, and it's coming from salsa structure. And Europe started that. Yet the modern couple that are very popular is from United States, Ataca Alemana,
Yeah, the modern, you're right.
and some other people. So again, it's not just the age, okay? It's not just, but it's the way they promote themselves.
Right.
Whenever they promote themselves, they dress colorfully. I mean, you're talking about just to look at Abdillah Leti, for example. Who,
Oh, yeah.
the way they promote them, like, what the hell?
Talking about colorful.
Yeah, I remember Letty, not her dance skill. I remember her hair like this. So again, it's the way they promote, and I think that eventually, like I said, not that we don't like hiring them. It's just that when it comes to cost ratio, if I have this artist here in the United States that when you show the video, you could actually be proud in promoting it, because the techniques, the beauty, the choreography, the charisma is there. Why do I need to hire somebody from Spain that costs $5,000
Yeah.
as the flight here is cheaper?
I mean, the flight alone is more expensive than maybe the cost of bring. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
And I think because as big as United States is, not too many in the bachata world knows the artist United States yet. But that's gonna be, like what Anna and you guys are doing. But that's one-sided right there, because, like you said, you never heard of me. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm the one who started Bachata Festival in the United States. Not too many people know that. But again, so there is that one side there, and there's one side there. I think that if those two sides
Come together.
collaborate together, as far as respect and as far as doing an event together, then we'll get there when it comes to marketing. Then the students was like, wait, I'm gonna learn from this person,
That's true.
and not just that. I have a hunch that the sensual style in the United States would be a little bit different than European style. So I'm excited to see that. I'm excited to see that in you guys, with Patrick and some other names you mentioned. Now that you mentioned all those names, I'm gonna do my research. Like, who are these people?
I'll send you the
Tell it
names.
to me.
Yeah,
Who is this
I got you.
people?
I got you.
Send it
But
to me. Yeah.
they're all amazing. Like they're all freaking amazing.
Yeah.
One thing that I have heard though from another amazing artist, she's in the U.S. She's like, when I see you, what she was like, our style is, yes, of course we do a lot of sensual,
Sure,
but
sure.
it's fusion. But I think like how we were saying earlier, I think most of bachata sensual is fusion, right?
It
Because
is.
you're
It is.
taking a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
By I guess everybody keep going back to the Corky and Judith bachata sensual
Well,
style.
yeah, but that changed. It evolved now.
Right.
Exactly.
Because I see many of sensual stylists are doing some footwork which come from the Dominican style, as you know. So so which is a good thing, because eventually, we will get there. All right. Oh, you guys are frozen. Holy shit. You should see yourself right now being frozen. All right. I think they're probably not going to be able to go back here, but ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to end it right here. Pierre and Alejandra will be at the Las Vegas Mega Bachata Festival, September 23 through the 26th. They're going to be teaching workshops. They're going to be social dancing with everyone. You have to take a lesson from this couple, because I've searched them, I researched them, I've watched them, and they're that good. It's no surprise, as I just heard.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, hold on. It's just surprised that I just heard that they're one of the biggest school in Denver, Colorado. So anyway, bye for now, guys. Okay, we got cut off there, guys.
We're back.
Nice.
We're back.
I
Yes.
was doing my farewell word here, telling the guys to take private lessons from you and taking class because you're gonna be in Las Vegas. Excited about it. It's gonna be next month, September 23, 26. megabachatafest.com. Your studio is called Bachata Denver,
Yes.
and if that's the only thing where they can Google Bachata Denver, they know the location is gonna be.
Yep.
What about on Instagram? What's the address?
So yeah, just Bachata Denver on Instagram, and then he's like, okay, very convenient.
Facebook?
Everything is Bachata Denver.
It's easy.
All
People
Bachata
remember.
Denver.
You know, people
So
remember.
yeah, so on Instagram we use that more than anything else, but of course you can also find us on Facebook with Instagram
Yeah.
with Bachata Denver. But when you go to the Instagram, both Alejandra and my
Our
handle,
profiles
it's
are there.
right there in the description, so you can follow the page, you can follow us. Yeah.
Oh, I forgot to ask this. Are you guys together or just partner?
We're not together. We're just partners.
Single
And
guys,
Have-
single
I
women.
think-
You heard that?
Who are you
Single
talking
guys,
to?
single women. You heard that?
So guys, yeah, she's single.
He's single.
I'm single as well, but ladies, I'm sorry right now. You know, no,
He has to
no,
put that disclaimer in there.
disclaimers, ladies. I'm sorry. I just want to dance. Right now, my priority is my career, my dancing. So I can definitely dance with you on the dance floor. But Alejandra, I don't know.
But not ready to mingle.
Oh,
No, that's
shoot.
good. I like the idea because, you know, in our industry, there's either relationship or partnering. It's rare that you're just partner. It's rare to, but that's
Very-
good because that would last longer.
It could help. No, you're absolutely right. I think if Alejandra, like knowing me personally,
Oh
if
yeah.
Alejandra and I we were dating to begin with,
Yeah.
we would not be dance partner right now. Because it probably, it wouldn't have, yeah. So I am so
It
happy.
makes it complicated.
It
you
makes
know,
it
we have a
complicated.
great relationship. We're like so good.
There's
like,
no feelings,
friends.
like it's just,
It just everything works
So
better.
I think,
But that's it. Even in my 25 years guy, I never got involved with my partners. Never. Never. And
it's a smart idea.
and that's why it worked for me, and there are no hard feelings,
Yeah.
This is literally my longest, relationship, my dance relationship, 4 years. It's
You
my
guys-
longest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And do you guys feed up on each other while teaching? Because sometimes, when you teach, there's got to be a dominant person there while teaching, and then the other one will
I
just.
have a funny story to tell you. When
Yeah.
we first started, I was doing most of the talking, like most of it.
Of course.
Here's what I would say, right?
Yeah.
Bachata or partner dancing both require leads and follow.
Yeah.
So, it should be both the leads and the follow teaching. Like, I don't like when you go to workshop and it's just the lead. Like,
Yeah.
follow learn what the
Yeah.
follow needs to learn, right?
Yeah.
But at the beginning, like, I did most of the talking mainly because Alejandra, her, English was not as good.
Uh-huh.
And then as she learned her English, like now I'm lucky if I get to talk, so she does most of the talking now. So now that she learned English, I cannot talk anymore.
That's a Colombian woman right there, dude.
Don't
forget.
I miss those old days.
No, but I see what you mean about both of you talking, because I have lots of experiences with that where I'm the dominant character. And I also experience where my partner tries to talk something and then I overcome her. I very and I've learned a lot from that, because in the old days, yeah, you're right. It's the lead who talks a lot, blah, 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 blah. Depending on the scale of the level, if your level is lower, the other one talks, But it's all in the timing. The secret is timing, so that you don't talk over each other, And so when you have that timing really nailed in, then it works really well.
I think so. Yeah, obviously, with the joke aside, I think it works really. you know, like when we teach, like when because mainly the leads, right, like kind of dictate the class.
Yeah.
So always I leave room, like even if she wants to say something or not, I always leave room, like, hey, anything for the follows, or
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
you know, always, like, even if she does not say anything, I
Yeah.
always, like, you know,
And
but
I'm always gonna say something.
I would say now maybe 60-40, like I think 60-40.
Yeah.
Yeah, like something that we do a lot, you know, because he, of course, he talks more. For example, usually in our classes, I'm the one who does the warm up, right? So at the beginning, I do the warm up with everyone. So I'm leading that part, and I, you know, like stretching the guys and warming them up. And then he start, okay, guys, this is what we're gonna do, and then we, you
We
know,
go from there.
we switch
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
every, yeah. So
That's a
that's
good
what.
thing. What's your zodiac sign, Pierre?
Sagittarius.
And what's your zodiac sign, Alejandra?
Cancer.
Oh
So
God.
I
No, I'm
need to
just
look.
kidding.
I need to look it up. Is it compatible? Is it not? You know
Well,
what?
first of
I
all,
look
You
at that
know,
actually.
the other thing that I like about our dance relationship is that we do have different personality. I'm more outgoing. I love taking, you know, going back to networking. I take care of like the business side and stuff like that. You know, whenever there's some type of confrontation or I have, you know, like something hard that needs to get done, it's always me, right?
well,
And then
that's what a Sagittarius does. You're a
spirits.
you're an extrovert.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly,
you're an
Yeah,
extrovert.
for
exactly.
some things.
The
Yeah,
thing
for some.
about the thing about Cancer is that Cancer is great with everyone when it comes to friendship or relationship or what have you. I'm a Cancer Leo. I'm in the border.
Ooh. Oh, by the
Oh,
way, I'm also on the cusp. I'm Sagittarius, but it's December 21st. So also Capricorn, that's the last
Uh,
day.
yeah, there's
But
the
yeah.
Capricorn is hard worker, that's for sure. But
Italiano's like what?
yeah, I'm a Cancer Leo, which means I'm bipolar. I'm just kidding. I have my introvert side, then I have my extrovert side. But it's always good to know. You know, I do psychology and all of that stuff, but I'm fascinated about the profile of the zodiac signs.
Look,
Or
you do have it right. So I'm definitely an extroverted, but I
yeah,
think since dancing, especially traveling, I became more of an ambivert. You know, like so half and half, like you were saying, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I like when I come back home, I want to be left alone, right? I don't
Okay,
want
so that's your introvert right there. Yeah, yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
But when I'm in at a festival, at a social, when you see me in public, I
yeah.
am super
You're
outgoing.
on. Yeah,
But I'm at home, please leave me alone.
yeah.
I just on my own time.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good to know. It's always good to know the personalities because once you know the personalities, then you are able to work it out. You are
Right.
able to know each other, study each other, and the weaknesses and the strength and all. So that's good. Uh, yeah,
Mm.
just be careful, Leandro. She's a little sensitive, but
What?
Wait, who
I'm
says it?
kidding.
Me or her? Who says it? Me?
Uh,
Yeah.
I think both. But I think both.
Yeah.
Alejandra is sensitive, but you know, a Cancer is a crab. That hard shell protects her. You know, so
It's,
she very
it's,
much
all,
protect herself from that.
it's the emotion protecting. No, I'm joking. The emotion is it now.
That's very true. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But once you know, that's the thing. So I'm glad you guys are coming to the festival. Good luck to both of you, your classes and workshop, and then your studio, of course. And you're going all over the place. That's a good thing too. Hopefully, you go more somewhere in Europe and all of that stuff, depending on the pandemic. But I think we're not 100% yet. You know, like
That's
I
true.
had my festival last week. I'd say 80%. But it was good. It was crowded,
That's good.
but
Yeah.
it's not as crowded as 2019, you know. Like
Oh
so I
yeah.
said it's 80%, you know. So Las Vegas, you know, maybe we'll have 80%. Either way, it's gonna happen. And so we'll just have
That way
a
we're
fun
gonna
time.
have so much fun, and I'm
Yeah,
so
yeah.
excited.
All right, guys, it's good chatting with you.
Thank
I'll
you
see
so
you
much.
around. I'll see you
Thank
in Vegas for
you.
sure
And we'll
next
see you
month.
soon.
We'll
All
see
right.
you soon.
Take care.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye
Bye.
bye.